back. He probably got his bow his bow hanging over his other shoulder.
Yeah.
And then he got a spear. So the knights of Romans, you see, they got swords and shields.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they got different battle array. Go to the next picture.
Got him.
This is the club. This is the colors for a biker club. Now, the Mongols are nomads, and all nomads to us over here fall under the jurisdiction of Hell's Angels if they ride the steel horse.
Mm-hmm.
So you see they got their colors.
Mm-hmm.
So the European FBI agents was starting wars between Mongols and Hell's Angels.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is an actual biker club.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead. I love watching them.
It's the reason they in here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's go to the next picture. Look at the dress in the way that they dress at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too much different than how we used to dress, except we wore feathers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Look at the facial features. Blow it up a little closer so they can see what the faces look like. Mm-hmm. You can get a general idea, though.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next picture. You got to understand where these people come from if you want to know who's who on the planet Earth. This is, I think this is one of the kinds right here. But you see he got the arrows on his back?
Mm-hmm.
Now look at the symbol on his shield.
Okay.
Right? That's called the tricat. Why is that on there?
Yeah, why is it?
Right? That represents the three sisters.
Okay.
Right? And when you see them over there, they was called wind riders on horseback.
Okay.
And they was called it, they was saying they on horseback, they were as swift as the wind.
Okay.
Right? So they were some of the best horse riders. Today they bikers.
Okay.
Right? They traded in the four-legged horse for a steel horse. All right. Now pay attention to these little tidbits because they come back in the turnaround when we get back over here. Mm-hmm. Go to the next picture. Now this is a good one because this is showing the battle taking place between the Romans on the right and the Mongols on the left. Now you see they shooting bow and arrows at their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now ain't no guns yet.
Okay.
So the Romans is at a distinct advantage because those bow and arrows is like they come into a gunfight with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now look at that symbol on that shield.
Yep, that's like the Knights of Templar symbol.
Only the color is different.
Yeah, it's black.
Why is okay? So the color means something. Okay, go to the next picture. We ain't gonna deal with all of this right now because it's too much stuff. Now this shows you the extent of the Huns Empire.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow was the Roman Empire, and the gold was the Empire of Attila the Hun. You see the comparative size analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Huns was taking slaves from Rome because Rome was taking slaves from the Huns.
Okay.
Right? So what would they do is they would have a trade in order to trade back the slaves. They had a trading program for the servants to be brought back home. Okay. That don't exist now. We just automatically save slaves under modern Rome.
Okay.
Okay, now we needed to see this because you see where it say East Roman Empire?
Yeah.
And then right to the right of that, it say Asia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this was the Turkish Empire, Ottomans. We're going back into Turkey, going back to Asia in the direction of Asia off East Roman Empire.
Okay. Right?
Then we cross in the Black Sea on the right, and I think that's the Mediterranean on the left, into the Iberian Peninsula, and you see the Buddha, Italy, right? And then you got your Western Roman Empire. But when you look to the North Atlantic in the north, where it say British Isles, notice that Ireland and Scotland is grayed out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at that time, they hadn't been conquered yet.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next picture. This is a Hun, not a Mongol.
Okay.
But you see how her face look? You see how her face look?
Yeah.
See if you blow her up big enough to see her face. Close. You got a good idea though.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to the next picture. This is a Hun on horseback shooting bow and arrow.
Okay.
Right? Remember Long Range of Tonto, the Indians riding around shooting bow and arrows off of horseback?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. All this gonna come back in a minute. We're gonna come full circle with this shit.
Okay.
Look, see him shooting the Roman soldier down with the bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Right? Let's go to the next one. Now, this is the Huns. Now we finna get into who the Huns really is. Now remember, we got different alien groups came to give a drop of blood for a genetic spill.
Yeah. Look
at these head shapes. Remember the cone heads? Remember Bob talking about?
Yeah, I got pictures of them in here for you.
Yep. Okay, so if you look at them, see that the second lady? You can blow it up, you can see the geography of where they from. See, the time frames. Right? So you got the woman in Italy, Burgundy lady of Lyon, 1200 AD, the woman in Alsace, 500 AD. Then you got the Goth, 200 BC. You got the East German from the Roman era. You got to look at these facial. Now, when you studying the skulls of peoples around the world, the science is called phrenology. All right, now you look at the shape of their skull. Now remember, Baba told us that in Shambhala, there are a group of extraterrestrials called Teros that live there. But these is the ones they gave a drop of blood to on the physical earth. Right? Pull that last picture up down there at the bottom.
Oh, I got you here. I got other pictures of them too if you want to put them.
This good right here. Now, this is one of the ones that Baba had the artist draw. You see the shape of the head, the pointy ears, think of Dr. Spock, Vulcans, right?
The Vulcans, yeah.
Right, but these are Teros. But they closely related to the Vulcans by planetary geography. Right, so they within the same or similar star system, and the seeding of their planets was by similar means. Now remember, it said that one of these Teros had a baby with a Danakiel and produced the big head scientist. And not only did they produce him, he had 2 whole brains in his head. Right? What do that mean?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a metaphor. Fully evolved left brain, fully evolved right brain. Right? They call you a big head, a muscle head, a brainiac.
Yeah.
Right? Now
we in, baby. Young Gilda cracking the game.
Well, since we talking about this lizard, since she popped up, look, it's some shit going on with this.
Go ahead. Spill the tea.
Look, it's 17 days of mourning for the queen. It's normally 10 days for royalty, right? I was talking to my London connect, and she said there's normally only 10 days. She got 17. You know what I told her?
What?
That's funny because exactly 17 months ago, her so-called husband died.
Damn.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Then my man came with the 140 flip on her birthday, 140 days later. 140 days. So it's a whole lot of shit. But the bottom line is this. The queen been dead since the crest got knocked off Buckingham Palace a year and a half, 2 years ago. They decided to wait till September the 8th of 2020 to announce it because it means something. Now, I posted a lady on my Facebook earlier talking about a Nostradamus prediction. And they said that the people would reject him from being king. It gave all this information on her death. Right? Now, This was the protocol London Bridge is down for when she did. Now, the part I want you to notice is how many days of mourning do it say on here?
Days of mourning. Can I pull it?
Just scroll down on that picture.
Okay, here, go ahead. There are 12 days of mourning.
So they added 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The moment she passed, Charles becomes king. A note was penned to Buckingham Palace announcing the news. Oh, really? The phrase to communicate her passing was London Bridges is down. And from my understanding, that ain't what they've been saying. You know what they've been saying?
What?
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Ah!
Straight off of the Wizard of Oz.
Damn.
Now look, it's only a few days left before the Roman Catholic Church call in all their holdings.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you're in Las Vegas at the biggest casino there. All of a sudden you hear over the PA, everybody that's gonna cash out, cash out. Why would the casino do that?
Why?
They have to be closing. So they calling in all of the poker chips. Right? But let's get on back to the topic, to the $5 Indians. And let's see what this Dawes Roll thing is about. You got to go the other way. Casablanca.
So even those affidavits are set up to, because this shit popping up everywhere about the bills process and all.
All you have to do, like we doing now on this live, is reserve all your rights in the public domain. It's time-stamped and dated on social media. That's why we can use social media, right? Because even though you have to sign an agreement to access it, most of us accessed it before the contract expired, right? Once the contract expired, it notified all of the contracts that's contingent upon the constitutional contract, which includes the social media contracts. Those contracts are non-enforceable contracts, right? Now, what we're trying to do, like every family gonna have their own family Facebook, but then we're gonna have an equivalent that we can socialize across tribes. And the family Facebooks are not gonna be subject to public access from anybody, just in general. It's gonna be, this family got these, and some people gonna have more than one account with different families because the bloodlines cross.
Can you still hear me?
I hear you fine.
Okay, because earlier when I didn't have my headset in, they said my audio seemed scratched up. My phone was about to die, so I had to hurry up and catch that. But I don't want to take too much of your time. I seen 2 more questions. A question that keeps popping up is, can you speak more in depth on the Crystal City?
So when all of the drama happened, the Crystal City flew away. That's when they talk about Noah's Ark. Okay, so all of the genetic material of the animals was there. Okay, so now Genesis 7:17 said it flew away. They took it up into the sky. The story of Atlantis said that it sank. They tell us everything in reverse, upside down and backwards. When you get to Revelations, the Crystal City comes adorned as a bride for her groom. It's actually the Christ returns on the Crystal City and adorned as a bride for her groom, right? The stories of the Crystal City are all over the world, under different titles and different names. The Nation of Islam call it the Mother Plane, right? It's a shuttle ship or sham in Sumer that goes to Nibiru to deliver the gold. When the Galactic Council put us in the Galactic Light Lock, or the Pleiadian Arcturian Light Lock, right? And the Crystal City left was in a to deliver gold to Nibiru, so it wasn't here. So Light Lock came in, they couldn't get back in. Right? Now we are undoing the cause of the Light Lock by overthrowing the contractual agreements with the enemy. Once we overthrow these contractual agreements, then it automatically lifts the Light Lock. We all then become activated or higher level mentally, because the Light Lock caused us to fall into an artificial Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga is the sleep state of the gods, right? And during the sleep of the gods is when the trainees, the new gods, learn how to become gods, how to balance the energy of the earth. Well, the people that's here don't have no intentions on balancing nothing. They had nothing but destruction on their mind, because it was all military. Now we going back to spiritual development, family structures, clanning up, tribing up, as they call it. But the word tribe, we didn't use that word. We didn't even use the word clan, but we use different terms. But we don't speak none of those languages. Right? So we use in the language, what we call the contemporary language, to try to relay ancient terms, ancient ideas into modern terminologies using the contemporary language. In our case, we speak it now English. But if we was in, say, Puerto Rico, we would probably be talking the same thing in Spanish. Right? And it is by this means that they use the language of English by incorporating words as catch terms. A catch term is a word that incorporate a group of words from around the world that mean different things under one word, so you could make it appear they all mean the same.
Oh no. Okay, you went out for a second.
Yeah, somebody was trying to call me.
Oh, okay, my phone. That's why they say the English language is a curse, because it be having so multiple meanings.
Right, but that was done deliberately. Right? So when we look at dictionaries, what do the word diction mean? Pronunciation, right? In Arabic, that's what they call tajweed, the pronunciation of accurate Arabic. Because the foreigner is never going to have the same accent and carry the language the same as the one that's a native speaker. And that's why Malachi had to learn Spanish, Hebrew, Greek. I don't got to learn all that shit. I know how to go back to the lexicons and the etymology dictionaries and get to the source. I don't need to be able to fluently read it. And if it comes up as a question, I can take the Bible and hand by hand, I can word for word translate it. Right? But that's not necessary because Malachi already done it. Right? So since he already did it, I don't have to worry about that. I'm only worried about the shit he didn't do yet. And the only thing he didn't do was to assert his birthright to oust the imposters off the land. Apparently wasn't his job.
And for those who don't know, just coming in, how would you go about asserting your birthright?
So, and under our culture and the oral tradition, we reserve our rights in the public domain and disavow any allegiance to a legal fiction or corporation. And if you know your tribe, you can announce your tribe with it. If you don't, just say you organic to the land. You the organic people that's organic to this land that they call the Americas. Right? So once you do that, you know, you stepping out of their jurisdiction back into your, what you call proprietary persona or proper person. As the proper person, now it's on file. The more of us do it, the faster this shit go. We could have been done with this 3 years ago had the people been fertile ground for us to reclaim our shit. We could have done it as early as July the 4th, 2019. But they wasn't ready. They still not ready because you still got people that's arguing shit that I can care less about. I don't care nothing about your nationality card. Right? That's not had nothing to do with me. That does not a knock on you. Right? Don't try to force your nationality card on me, and I won't tell you to flip it over and see that it says citizen of the United States.
She Arrowhead said, can you touch on L'Oreal tree? I have 5 generations.
The laurel tree is the tree
Laurel.
of wisdom. It's the tree of wisdom. That's what it is. It's called the laurel tree. Laurel is wisdom. Right. So that's what he's talking about, the laurel tree. So if you go back to Genesis and it say that man ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that's the tree of wisdom. And then they was trying to keep them from eating from the tree of eternal life. That's Awas, the world tree.
They said, what tribe does that go back to? Or who in what tribe?